You get into a trap prepared by a mad professor. He's conducting an experiment and wants you to dive into one of the 4 tanks filled with water. But the first one is packed with venomous snakes. The second contains acid that can eat even through metal. The water in the third one is swarming with bacteria. Piranhas are swimming in the 4th tank. Which tank should you choose to survive? Pick the 3rd tank. It's the safest of them all. Not all bacteria are bad. Lots of them are actually useful. A small family-run cafe in Paris was called 10 Flags. But near the entrance, there were just 8 flags. The owner could easily hang 2 more flags, but he refused to do it. Why? People often noticed this mistake and came into the restaurant to inform the owner. After that, they usually stayed to have a meal. John called the police to report his friend Mark had disappeared. He explained that 2 weeks before, he had offered Mark to live in his beach house in Miami. He wanted his friend to enjoy some summer heat. But when John returned from a half-a-month-long business trip to Chile, he found out Mark was missing. The police listened to John's story and understood the man was lying. How did they figure it out? If it was summer in Miami, it was winter in Chile. And still, John came back suntanned. It means he hadn't been to Chile. A man was driving a black truck. His lights were off. The moon wasn't seen in the sky. A bunny was running across the street. How did the man see it? Well, it was a bright sunny day. Yellow Brick Road is yellow. The White House is white. What color is the greenhouse? Not green, it's transparent. A kind old man, Mr. Snow, bought textbooks for $10 and sold them to schools in Africa for $1. After a few years, he became a millionaire. How did he manage to do it? Well, he started out as a billionaire, but spent so much money that he became a millionaire. Move 3 matchsticks to form 8 triangles. Yeah, just like that. It's a cold winter night. Your house is dark. You have 1 match. There is a candle and there is a wood-burning stove. What would you light first? The match. Poor people have it. Rich people need it. If you eat it, you won't survive. What is it? Nothing. What kind of dog never bites? A hot dog. What is black when you buy it, red when you use it, and gray when you throw it away? Charcoal. What is the shortest complete sentence in English? I am. When I'm young, I'm the tallest. As I get older, I get shorter. I'm afraid of the wind and glow with life. What am I? A candle. During a camping trip, you realize you have no water, but you're very thirsty. There are 3 ways to get water. Which one is the least dangerous? Harvest some from a cactus. Drink the water from a stagnant lake. Take some water from a flowing river. Cactus water isn't the safest, and a stagnant lake is filled with bacteria and parasites. The least dangerous option is the flowing river. You've been stuck in the wild for days, and you have no idea which way leads to civilization. Which sign do you follow? A plane passing overhead? A flowing river? A group of animals? Your best bet is the river. Since the beginning of time, people have built villages along riverbanks. A mysterious biologist invites you to his home for dinner. He takes you down to the basement and puts 3 plates of weird items on the table. One has wild white mushrooms with white gills. The second is filled with castor beans. The third has some fish brains. Which one is safe to eat? The plate of fish brains is the only dish that isn't poisonous. But the dinner isn't over yet. Michael invited his friends to come to his house for a party. After eating and dancing, the young people decided to play hide and seek. The only place Michael asked his friends to stay away from was his uncle's study. The guy explained that his relative was a weirdo, and his room was likely equipped with all kinds of traps. The game started. Daniel was having problems finding a safe hiding place. Panicking, he sneaked into the first room that was on his way. Only after the door closed behind his back and the lock clicked did he remember Michael's warning. The door he had come through had a password lock with letters on it. Totally perplexed, the guy looked around. Was that a slip of paper in the corner? He picked it up and saw 4 numbers on it. 1659. Daniel thought for a while and got out of the room. How did he do it? The code was the first letters of the 4 numbers, O-S-F-N. Once a prison guard accidentally overheard very disturbing rumors. Someone was planning a prison break. The guard watched all the footage from the surveillance cameras and discovered that 2 women had been behaving suspiciously. One of them was a former bodybuilder, muscular with short hair and covered in tattoos. The other was quiet and reserved. She preferred to spend time on her own and sometimes cried in her cell. After watching the video several times, the guard figured out which woman was planning to escape. Can you do the same? It's the second prisoner. There's a file in her bun. She can use it to get through the metal bars. Nathan, a successful entrepreneur with a multi-million-dollar business, and his friend Jackson, a famous private detective, returned from a long-term trip abroad. They decided to stop by at Nathan's villa on the way to the city. When the men entered the house, though, they saw that everything more or less valuable had been taken away. The entire villa was a mess. "I've only been away for a month. What's happened here?" exclaimed Nathan. Jackson took an apple from the dining room table and started to munch on it thoughtfully. "The lock isn't broken. It means that the person who took your stuff had the key." After a while, the detective asked Nathan to invite 3 people. Mia, Nathan's niece, told Jackson she hadn't visited her uncle's home. She had been having serious problems with her car for already 2 months, and the villa was too far away from the city to get there by public transport. Sarah, the maid, claimed she had stopped by several weeks ago to bring some food and tidy up, but since then she hadn't been to the villa. Adam, the gardener, told the detective he had been on vacation and had just returned. He even offered to show his plane tickets to Jackson. The detective immediately understood who was behind the mess. You have 8 seconds to figure it out. It was the maid. She said she brought food several weeks ago, but the apple Jackson grabbed from the table was perfectly fresh. How many bricks do you need to finish a 3-story building fully made of bricks? It takes just one final brick. I can wave at you, but you won't hear me say bye. I make you cooler than you are. What am I? A fan. A guy bought a parrot. The seller promised the parrot would repeat everything it hears. In 3 weeks, it didn't say a word. When the guy asked to explain it, the seller said he wasn't lying. Was he honest? Yes, the parrot couldn't hear anything. Elizabeth, Stephen, and George are getting pumpkin soup. Karen, Lauren, and Jamie will have pizza. What will Helen order? She'll order pumpkin soup, just like everyone else with 2 E's in their names. In a 1-story house in a little village, the front door was red, the kitchen was orange, the living room was painted green, the bedroom was light blue, and the bathroom was blue. What color were the stairs? A 1-story house needs no stairs. Kate was born in 2005 and had her first surgery in 1998. How can it be? (2005) and 1998 aren't years, but hospital room numbers. Ruth is spending the evening with her grandson, and Adam went camping. Ruth spotted a cockroach and began spreading pesticides everywhere. Adam sprayed deodorant all over him next to a fire. Who is less intelligent? It's Ruth. Even though Jason sprayed something in a pressurized can next to a fire, he's still in an open space. But Ruth is with a baby in an enclosed house filled with harsh chemicals. Simon and Kyle are at the train station. Simon is sliding backward down the stair railings while taking selfies. Kyle is sitting on the platform with his legs extending over the train track. Which of the two isn't sharp-witted?